Everybody, welcome to another Planter Grow Night. I'm really excited to have you with us. Talking about growing more food and less waste, using continuing planting, vertical tips, pairing crops to thrive together, maybe using tower walls and planters. Keep in mind this is year-round indoor food growing. So this is 12 months out of the year, four full crop cycles. You can do this in any place you want. Dense urban spaces like a New York City, suburban places like maybe someplace in rural Ohio, it doesn't really matter. We're using LED grow lights. We're getting great amounts of food production in a really small space. So happy that you could join us. My name's Cliff Hart. I'm actually with Indoor Garden Market, and this is part of our free virtual indoor food growing training program. So if you haven't checked that out, we've got a quick QR code that I'm going to pop up here. You can join right here. Easy to get started. That will get you access to live reminders for events like this, including our classes, our 4 times per month classes. You also get access to different kinds of discounts on things to help you start growing. And we have a live community as well. So ask questions, share your growing, and you can use the hashtag #MyIndoorFoodGarden in order to share so that everyone can see what you're growing and you can grow along with everyone else. So let's kick things off. We're going to talk about companion planting works a little bit different indoors. So when you are looking to grow inside, you don't really need to worry quite as much about bugs or things attacking your plants, assuming you don't have bugs in your home. I'm assuming you don't. Most people don't. So when you're growing indoors, there's a variety of different systems. I'm going to give you just a quick look at this one right here. This is an arrow garden. It's pretty small, as you note. This one will actually only hold 6 plants, and I've only got 3 in here. These are baby plants, seedlings I've just grown out. I pulled these apart and then I popped them into one of these little containers, these little baskets right here. This system is ideal for starting plants. If you want to grow greens and herbs out in it, you can. But one thing to keep in mind that as these plants are growing, they're going to get really big. So these 2 plants are actually going to grow way out here. This one over here is going to grow out here. So these spaces are effectively wasted in these smaller box systems. Now this is eliminated when you hear the pump pop on right there. Let me pull the light up so you can get a little bit of better view of what's going on here. This is one of the smaller systems that I've ever used, and maybe we can see inside there. Yeah, you can kind of see there's a little water spout that's basically pushing water right onto the root system of these plants. That's all that's required to get them good growth. It's nothing but water, nutrients, a small plug essentially to hold the roots in, and then the plants start growing. So these are seedlings. They're pretty small now. A couple of weeks, they'll be far larger, and you'll start to harvest from them, and we'll do that as part of our program. So as regards to companion planting, you don't really need to worry about it too much in these systems. They're not really commingling in the soil, so there isn't much that's really required. But if you do grow in soil, you can, of course, follow the classical rules of planting, say, basil and tomatoes together. Those always do really well. So moving right along here, let's talk about some of the vertical systems that we have out there. This is one really interesting way of growing. If you have a rack or a shelving unit that you might have sitting around your home, you can install lights into those, to the different levels of those. And in my experience, every level of that growing in soil will produce about 10 pounds of greens herbs per year. So if you got you can add that up. So 10 pounds, 10 pounds, depending on the number of shelving units you've got available, how many levels of the shelves that you've got available. What you see on the left side is actually the Kratky growing system. It does not require a pump. The lights above it, you can see right there, those lights are the Happy Leaf lights. If you scan the QR code, you will actually get to see those. Only lights that I know of, they're really made in the United States. They're extremely high efficiency, less than 40 watts, which is much lower than I've ever seen in other kinds of lights. They grow really well. You see in the picture here, vibrant greens. The Kratky system is a unique type of hydroponics. It actually involves just topping off a specialized nutrient solution, and the plants are going to grow in a mason jar, a large mason jar. Really unique. I recommend it if you want to grow a lot of separate plants and you've got a bunch of jars laying around. The Happy Leaf lights, in my experience, work excellent either for greens and herbs or particularly for fruiting plants, cucumbers, tomatoes in a vertical system. I've gotten great results from those. So something to watch out for in an indoor space that you might have. Quite easy to get those and to grow with those. So next on our list, we actually have one of my favorite systems is actually the Grow Mesh Garden. The QR code's up there and the left. This is a vertical garden that you can pair with whatever lights you want. So the lights pictured here are just standard LED grow lights that you might see at any kind of a shop. They are 50 watts, so they get you growing without much energy consumption or really at all. And the thing I like about this system is that it's really flexible. It's got 16 pockets to grow plants in, and those pockets can be filled with whatever kind of plant you want. If you do an all greens, which is what you see in this picture here, this is mixed lettuce up and down pretty much. I think there might be a couple of basil plants stuck in there. That's going to get you 2 or 2.5 months of growing and harvesting from this system. So that's an important note to keep in mind. You are going to be replacing the plants in these systems roughly every 2 to 2.5 months. So that gives you 4 full crop cycles. And with hydroponic systems producing 30% faster growth, in my experience, it has produced a tremendous amount of food in a really small space. So this system that you see over here, the Grow Mesh, that really gives you about the same amount of production in around the size of a coffee table with LED grow lights. So in my experience with systems like these, you can grow about 75 pounds of food per year in that verticalized space. So that means that you are able to eat 3 to 5 full salads per week out of that system. So you're basically growing greens, herbs, whatever it is that you really want to do, you can grow a tremendous amount in there. Really productive. If you're just joining us, my name's Clift. I'm at indoorgardenmarket.com. We have a free training program. We do live virtual growing and in-person events. I'm located in the Northern Virginia area, but we have community growers in Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Vancouver, Washington. So if you check out our website, you can actually see what's going on there and with our individual programming. And you can also join our free growing training program. So this is a virtual program, works wherever you are in the world. Because we're going with LED grow lights indoors, that unlocks the possibility for us to grow a tremendous amount of food. And you can follow along with us, grow with us using hashtag #MyIndoorFoodGarden all year round. 4 full crop cycles, tremendously productive. And we're excited to have you join us. So it's a free program. All you have to do is scan that QR code and you will get access to it. Moving right along here. So there's lots of ways you can set up a system indoors. Here's one of our growers. He's in Denver, Colorado. He's even made his own makeshift shelving unit to actually hold the plants up. He's got I believe it's a pepper plant on the right there. One thing to note, keep that light close to your plants. So this particular grower was having trouble, got lots of greens, but wasn't able to get any flowers or fruit. So I took a look at the setup, and actually he had the light way higher than it was supposed to be. So for example, using our seedlings in this system, this is much too high. Ideally, you want to have your light as close as you can. But this is actually a great distance. This is going to give it maximum amount of light in order to grow. So you'll be able to get these seedlings up to the right size and then start harvesting. So typically from this size right here in one of these systems, you can start harvesting in about 30 days. It does help to put these seedlings into the system after you've pre-grown them. They grow much faster. So just something to keep in mind. So lots of different ways of adding on. You can trellis out for these vertical systems, or even something like a tomato plant. If you imagine that pepper plant was a tomato plant, you can trellis up. And the types of tomatoes and cucumbers we typically grow with indoors are really compact. So they don't require a ton of trellising. You don't really need to trellis out, say, 4 to 5 feet in any direction like you would a standard tomato you might grow outdoors. But you are able to do that, expand your reach a little bit, get some more use out of the lights. And so lots of great things that you can grow with these systems. You can have whatever setup you want. There's lots of variety here. You don't really need to worry about whether or not you are going to experience a rainstorm. You don't need to worry about the winter coming on. Your tomato plants are going to be happy right where they are all year round. So you can start a plant growing and you can harvest anytime. Start in January, start in July. Really, really easy. If you would like some more supplies, anything we were talking about here, the plugs that I have in the plants, those plants in, if you're looking for other systems to set up, or maybe even additional supplies of lights, I can recommend HTG Supply. They have lots of different things. Jump into our Future Green Thumb website and Indoor Garden Market, and you can actually use our Green Thumb Guide AI assistant to help you start your new indoor garden. So if you scan that, it's going to ask you a few questions, guide you through the setup process, get you a quick reference supply list to go out and buy, a shopping list, and get you growing. So really enjoyed our time together. Thanks so much for being with us today, as this was our focus today was on growing more in less space. So growing vertically, figuring out how to squeeze as much production as you can in that limited indoor space that we have. Obviously, we are growing in our homes or a home adjacent space, I would say, maybe a basement. Though that means that we want to be very precise about how much space we're using and get as much as we can out of that production. So unlike outdoor growing, where you're only growing 6 months out of the year, because you are doing indoors with LED grow lights, controlled space, oftentimes using hydroponic systems like we saw, that means that you can grow up to 75 pounds per 4 square feet, or about the same size as a coffee table. It is a compact farm in your living area. It is not difficult maintenance-wise to set up or to harvest from. It lives with you all of the time. Imagine a garden where you didn't have to sweat, you didn't have to deal with bugs, you didn't have to deal with deer or anything outdoors, or have a large yard, and you could harvest from it when you were watching Netflix. This is pretty much what you've got with these kinds of systems. So it's a brave new world. Please check out our website, Indoor Garden Market, and we'd really love to hear from you. So if you are growing, we invite you to actually share your indoor food garden with us on all social channels with hashtag #MyIndoorFoodGarden, so we can see what you're growing. We'd love to get a sense of, did you try something new? If you haven't tried something new, we'd love to suggest a few things. And so if you go to our indoorgardenmarket.com and sign up, you're going to get all of those tips and tricks and new things to do. So this is part of our indoor food growing training program, and we've got an exciting event coming up next week. It's going to be Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Just a reminder. So next week, we're actually going to break out harvest and cooking. I won't tell you what we're going to be making. It's going to be pretty simple though, and it's going to involve fresh ingredients from one of our systems. Will be tons of fun. That's going to be Saturday, July 19th at 8 p.m. So that live cooking and harvest And you can always join us on our website and learn how to do this along with us. So this is a year-round program. We run every quarter. We set up new growing systems. We grow, we harvest, we cook, we take those systems down, and then we put up a fresh one 4 times per year. So excited to have you join us. If you could, please don't forget to grow food with us year round at indoorgardenmarket.com. And let me get that QR code up to join our free program just one more time for you. So, free growing training program, indoor growing training program. This is virtual. It includes free classes. It includes reminder emails for live streams like this. We have tips and tricks and setup guides throughout the year, as well as nice discounts and kind of heads up on new systems out there. So really love to see you, hopefully in one of our next classes, and also join us live. We do have live classes that you'll find on our website. So thanks so much for joining with us today. Follow us, like and subscribe, throw a comment, let us know what you're growing. If you have any questions, feel free to pop those in the comment section as well. We love to hear from you, and we'd love to understand what you're growing and what your challenges might be. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you